What's up, you guys? We are back for Do That But Better. I'm Zach with my brother Eric. Eric, how you been?
Doing well, doing
You were
well.
just
We were
you were
just
just telling me
saying,
that you were using your fitness recently.
yep, yep, out snowboarding yesterday with our other brother Seth and some friends. And
Cool.
thankfully, I was saying the only thing sore right now is my neck, just from like looking sideways all day long.
We're gonna have to train that.
Yep, I know. I get it. Have you seen the Iron Neck?
Yes, I've been wanting that for I've like looked it up like so many times, and I'm not gonna use it. And the worst part about something like, everybody likes to just grab the new piece of equipment, whether it's a treadmill, an elliptical, or whatever. But at least those
The
can be
the
clothes
DB
hangers.
method,
The what?
the DB method.
What is that?
You remember the? It's like the squatting like horse
Oh,
thing.
duh. Don't even get me started. That thing just drives me nuts. And yeah, I was talking to somebody that bought one, and I'm like, why don't you just squat?
You could grab a
You can
wall,
squat.
grab
I know that you
grab the side
can.
of your couch, and do the same thing.
Well, and somebody might buy something like that and then want to squat heavy in the gym. And it's like, wait, I don't think you understand how this works. But yeah, you grab all the equipment, and actually, it was so funny. This happened when I was at the firehouse, right? So started doing CrossFit, and at the time in the workout room, we had one of the old school like Weider benches, and the ones that could they could raise up so you could do squats off the back. But if you did squats off the back, you had to like sit your butt over the
You had to
bench to get the
lean
bar out.
under the bar to.
Yeah, and that was about it. It was like barbell, dumbbells, and possibly like a yoga ball, you know. And I did a lot of my workouts there, And then there was a treadmill and an elliptical, right? And all of a sudden, so I was doing CrossFit, lost 40 pounds, and now I was buying stuff for my home gym, and I would sometimes bring stuff. I brought my medicine ball that I made out of a basketball, filled it with sand. I braided my rope when I was there, and now I had a rope for rope climbing, right? And I would sometimes bring these things to there to do a workout. And now the firehouse gyms have Rogue squat racks, Rogue pull-up bars. They've got Rogue benches. They have a True Form. Uh, uh, what the heck is it called? Treadmill.
Treadmill, yeah.
They're I think that the one just got a GHD. You know, and you want to know something? The people who were working out with nothing are working out with everything. And I think that is huge. Like we always start looking at these. Um, this is the thing that I needed, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the ticket. This is the right machine.
right.
And actually, at one point, somebody was gonna get the endless rope. Have you ever seen those? Where
Yeah,
it's like a rope on a pulley, and it's
yeah,
like that is super novel. And yes, you can do things like you can pull up, you can pull down, and it's like, how often are you gonna do that?
for real.
And for
Like
how
how
long?
how often does it show up in your programming right now?
Right. And it's like, oh man, actually, I really like that idea of like how often does it show up in in what you do right now? Do I need
Yeah,
a piece of equipment for that?
right.
And to be honest, that was what we sort of wanted to talk about. That was a great little segue into what we were talking about. But it's the new year. People have started new programs, new exercise regimens, and how do we do this? Because most people will stop within a month, right? Some it will be a week or two,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's some pitfalls that we fall into when we're trying to start a new program. And I don't know about you, like, so I've tried just about everything. I was, you know, even just from back in the days with our old Weeder um, bench press with the
Yep.
concrete weights, the concrete with the
Yep.
plastic on them. And actually, I had an ab machine and that it was like, oh man,
Oh,
actually,
was
do you
that the
remember my
red
big
one?
honking one?
The red sparkly one?
Yeah, so I had yeah, I found things in the garbage. So, well, the red sparkly thing, that was almost like a thing to do mountain climbers. Like you're laying and you almost did like mountain climbers. You like
Oh yeah,
pushed.
yeah,
It
that's
was,
right.
or maybe almost like a Versa climber.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I had a huge sit up machine. It almost looked like the West Side like reverse uh, the reverse what the heck is it
Reverse
for the
hyper.
hamstrings. No,
Hmm.
like for the hamstrings, but now for you, like, so there's a big bar across your chest. You'll see these at
Oh yeah.
it
Yep.
was humongous. And
Yep.
I don't know, I don't remember where the heck I got that. But I also had like one of those infomercial. It was like a plastic, it almost looked like a pogo stick, and it had a rubber band, and and I bought that with my own money. I had the Bowflex.
Yep.
um
You had the
I
Wesley Snipes sauna suit.
Oh yeah, well, I had a sauna suit because I needed to lose weight for football. But
What? No.
yeah,
For football?
yep, yeah. When I was, and
How old were
that was
you?
like fifth or sixth grade. I was always at the top of the weight.
I
So
feel like you had
me and
that
Joey
like in high
Veldhuizen
school.
spent most of practice running with a sauna suit.
And you had the like glider.
What was that?
Oh, I froze.
Oh, like
You know, where you put the booties on and you slide
yes.
side to side.
Actually, I got another one of those. I found one in the garbage, and it is awesome.
They are surprisingly effective
Oh yeah.
for like your glutes. It
Yeah,
does work.
glutes, and actually, so the groin strengthening in there, so good, and I feel like I'm very prone to pulling my groin, but yeah, I couldn't say that without laughing. But I remember doing all the men's health um, the men's health like workouts, like this
Yeah.
is the workout to burn fat. And I remember
Yeah. The
specifically
caveman workout.
the caveman workout,
That's the
the
one I
300
remember.
workout. And
Yeah.
because from the movie 300, they're like, this is what they did to get the bodies
It
like they
was
did.
300 reps because they're in the
And they
movie
just,
300.
and you just do that every day
Yep,
for the
makes
rest of your
sense.
life. And now you have 300 abs indefinitely, which it sounds stupid when you say it, but that totally goes through my head.
Yep.
You look at influencers or the person that's selling the thing, and you're like, this is what they do. And one of the biggest things I think that any fitness program falls into is, what's the end game? How long do you do this? And what is your goal? And when you're looking at starting something, it's like, yes, doing stuff is going to be great, and you should try just about everything. See what you like, but you have to try and fit the program to your goals, right?
Right.
And
Yeah,
because
like you've got to find something that actually gives you the result you're looking for.
mhm,
Because like we said, like the DB method squat thingy, like it says it, tones whatever. But like when you're getting that information from someone who's selling it, it's pretty easy to assume like, no, it's not going to work. Like there are so many more things that you'd have to do for that to actually work. And so like to get those results, you got to look for something that is proven in getting that result.
mhm.
Like where are the people who have used this and have gotten it versus the people who are selling it and already have whatever it is you're looking for. I think
Absolutely.
like the one guy, his ads are on all the time. He always talks about the superhero body.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know who you're talking
do you
about.
want to look like, or like the movie body? Like, do you want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or like Thor, or like this guy? And then it's like programs for each of those. I'm like, this is all BS. And he'll say like, "Do you think I'm eating this salad or this pizza to get this look?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"It's not this salad." I'm like, "All right, this is just a sales pitch. It is not an actual effective tool."
Yeah. Well, I think that anytime that you're looking at it as in that this is the piece, right?
Right.
And it's like there has to be more to it because when it comes to fitness in general, whether you're looking for strength, endurance, body composition, long-term health, whatever it is, there's not just one thing that we need to work on. There might be one thing that you need to work on more than other things, but for a full-rounded fitness, you need more. And so similar to you, I'm like when I think of this, I think of like Tae Bo or Insanity or P90X, and all these things can be super beneficial for people, right? And so actually, I remember doing Sweating to the Oldies with mom in the front room, right? And Richard Simmons, he did a lot for a lot of people. Now, what he did is not going to get you, you know, uh, washboard abs. It's not going to build very much strength outside of a very sedentary person,
Right.
right? So you might actually see strength gains from jazzercise uh, because I went from doing nothing to standing up and walking around,
Right. Yeah,
right?
like if your goal is being able to walk a mile or like go for a hike without having to stop and without your knees aching, like that is a program that will get you that result
Yeah.
when you do it consistently.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. So let's take Richard Simmons and Billy Blanks, right? So Billy Blanks with Tae Bo, Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons did like I actually believe that he did what he did for the results that he got, right?
Yeah.
And and that's what you get. You get red and white shorts, and you can hop around on stage, right? And very energetic and just fine. Like if that's what your results are. Billy Blanks did not do Tae Bo to get the physique and the athleticism that he had,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what all he did. I'm sure that there was martial arts in there, and I'm sure that there was whether it was body weight training or actual like lifting and things like that. He was doing
Hmm.
those things nutrition wise. He was on point. All these things, and then he taught Tae Bo, and he
Right.
was going to take people from being sedentary to moving very well, right? Or just moving, being able to move well um, in a normal life, right?
Right.
You were not going to turn into Billy Blanks by doing Tae Bo.
Right. Exactly. Or even the people behind him. Like remember the one girl behind him was on Autumn's floor in college and she was like a world champion. What was it? Taekwondo or kickboxing.
Oh, I do sort of remember that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So like she clearly did not get that physique doing Taibo. She was
Yeah,
already an elite athlete and then was in a video because she could kick.
yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, so let's bring that back. So if we're looking at starting a program, we've got some things that we need to figure out. You know,
Yeah.
we have to figure out what our goals are. Is my goal like do I have lofty goals? How close to my goals am I? Right? What am I doing now? How much time am I willing to put into this? Right? And all these things are things that you have to put into place before you start figuring out what am I going to do, right?
Right.
If you want to run a 5K, you got to look and go, all right, can I walk a 5K? Can I run around the block, right? Do I have running shoes? Yeah, or whatever it is. Do I know how far a 5K is? And
Yeah.
so like now this is super basic, but you need to start looking at this because I don't know how many times I hear people go, I want to be stronger. It's like, all right, so do you want a 225 bench press? Do you? Well, I don't even know how to bench press. It's like, well, what would make you feel stronger?
Yeah.
And without that, um, picking a program makes absolutely no sense.
Right. Yeah. Like if you don't do that upfront work of like asking yourself these questions and getting realistic and like getting the actual answers,
Mhm.
um, you will be completely susceptible to the online fitness marketing of like
Yeah,
washboard abs in 8 weeks. Well, like maybe if you already kind of have abs,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and the question is like, do you even want that? Like, if you don't ask yourself some of these questions of what are the goals that I'm looking for and why do I want to achieve that goal? Like, why is that important to me? If you don't ask those questions, then when someone with a really well made video says, like, this is awesome, you're going to be awesome if you do this thing, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I want to be awesome. Right? Like, they're selling you the goal and the program if you
Right,
don't already know what goal you want.
right. Yeah, and you can look at that and you can go, all right, Taibo, right? And I think it's hilarious that I keep on talking about Taibo because like who even knows what Taibo
It
is
has
anymore?
not been relevant for a long time.
But that's how into it I am. Um,
Zach is
but
still spending his mornings like this.
yeah, and now give me some.
With your wrists wrapped up.
Yes, they literally sold wrist wraps with that video, and you never punch a thing except for the air. I mean, that was just great marketing.
Oh man.
But but yeah, if let's even throw in Zumba. All right, Zumba is fantastic if that's what you want to do. And now you go, I want to get better at push-ups, right? And Zumba is probably not going to help you there. Because it's more of a dance thing. You're going to be moving and twisting and turning and up and down or whatever, but you're probably not working very much on your upper body, and
Yeah.
that's 100% fine. Is it the program for you?
Right.
Uh-oh, you look like you went to sleep. Are
Mm,
you still there?
I am,
All right.
but it does look like I'm freezing a little bit.
Yeah, you're looking a little bit better. Still not as good as me, but a little bit better. But but yeah, so all right, going back into these programs, another thing that I'll often see is the programs. It's like it's a set of six videos, or it's a 3 month whatever, right? Challenge, and
Hmm.
that's great. But are you going to do the same six videos for the rest of your life? Right? Are you looking at this as a lifestyle change, right? And it doesn't have to be that, because you might just go, you know what? I want to increase my deadlift, and you're like, I don't care about anything else. I want my deadlift to go up. So you're gonna pick a program that does that. You're not worried about too many other things, right?
Hmm.
But if you're looking for fitness, right? If you're looking for body composition or whatever, it's like, um, and especially if you're looking for the long term, right? So if I was looking for a deadlift in a competition in 6 months, it's like, who cares about anything else, right? I'm just going to work on this. But if I'm looking for a lifestyle change or something like that, I need to start looking, does this thing scale up and down, right? Does it have somewhere for me to start, and does it have somewhere for me to go whenever my life situation changes, if my abilities change? Because if you get really good at a thing and there's nowhere else to go, then that easily becomes mundane. And number one, you're going to stop getting results, and you're going to have to move on to something else.
Yeah. It's the same as like knowing your goals is just knowing yourself. Because some people can do the same thing every day for the rest of their lives. Our grandma did hundreds of sit ups, hundreds of jumps on her trampoline, and steps on the stepper every day, and twists on the twist
Twist
board
board. Yeah.
every day forever.
Yep.
Same thing every day. She was extremely consistent. Didn't matter what happened. Some people, like a program like 531.
Yeah.
Every week you're doing the same thing. You're bench pressing, squatting, deadlifting, and pressing. And you're going to do your pull ups and your dips and your abs and whatever. But like it's the same thing every month, over and over. And if you're okay with that, and that's achieving the goals that you're looking for, of
Yeah.
like maintaining strength, awesome. But
Right.
there are not a ton of people who maintain that.
Yeah.
Most people are looking for something to keep you busy, to keep you interested. I just heard Tim Kennedy was talking about that he for the last 6 months he did the knees over toes program,
Hmm.
and he said it works great to strengthen your knees, like his knees feel great and strong. That was one thing. Second thing was it checks your ego because when you're doing those like slant board squats and whatever for 20 reps, it's
Hmm.
like you have to use lightweight, and so that's like it's a check to the ego. And third, he said it's not fun. It's the
Yeah.
same stuff every day. It's just like it's linear progression.
Yep.
And so, if you want really strong knees, that is a program that is proven to give you that result. Do you
Yep.
want a program that is really fun and exciting every day and different every day? Then that's not a program you want to do,
Right.
right? Or you want to like supplement it with something else,
Absolutely.
right? So
Wait,
like
wait,
looking at those different aspects is what's going to help you have longevity in your health and fitness.
right. Yeah, and actually, like even so with grandma and the knees over toes thing, right? The knees over toes. So, like you said, not necessarily fun, but for some people, that's all they want. I just want my friggin' knees to feel good. Great.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking to increase your bench press, knees over toes is not a great program for you. If you're looking to, you know, increase your cardio, right? It's probably not a great program for you. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the grandma routine. It like so was it increasing her fitness? Now, this is an interesting thing because what does that even mean, right?
Right.
And this is one of the best things that CrossFit did was defining fitness, right? And the idea is work capacity across time and modal domains, right? So can I do the things that I want when I want for as long as I want at whatever level I want?
Yeah.
And I never asked her, but I would assume that for her, like, so one, it was there was a big body image thing, right? So
Oh,
she wanted the body that she wanted, right? And she was able to keep it there with this routine. So she's like, I'm not doing anything else. Also, was able to be very mobile. I mean, she into I don't know late 80s,
yeah.
90s. I mean, on her own, doing everything, was able to play with us. She always got on the ground with us, and she sat on the carpet to watch TV
Yeah.
and played games with us like until forever, right? And so she had the fitness that she wanted, right? And now you go, what is fitness to me? And maybe fitness is pull-ups, right? Maybe fitness is being able to push myself off the ground, whether it's with push-ups or burpees or something like that. Maybe it is, hey, I wanna operate at like a high athletic level. I want to have certain numbers on my deadlift, on my squat, on my press, or I want to be able to dunk. Speaking of, I am this close to touching the rim, and I'm 40 years old, and I've almost
From
got it.
from your perspective,
No, dude, I even got a video. I'm gonna pull
What
it up.
what angle is this
No,
video
no,
at?
dude, I'm telling you, I'm like right there. I don't know what I did. I did some ATG split squats the other day, so it's
There
probably
you go.
helping.
And this was on like on the hoop in your front yard
Yep.
that's like bent pretty
Nope.
low and like on a
No,
hill.
I'm there. I'm gonna touch it this year. You guys, I'm gonna hold myself to it, and I'm gonna
He's
have
about to
to.
go buy some thicker shoes, like really thick
I
soles.
I've got my strength shoes, so I'm just gonna start using them again.
And you're
But
gonna jump off of those that add 4 inches.
yes, but anyways, so back to the fitness, right? What do I want to do? And this is one of the things that I've absolutely loved about CrossFit is, I wanted to increase my strength, so I was doing powerlifting, so just squat, bench, deadlift. That was all I was doing. Um, you want to run, and so you just went and run, right? And um, the great thing, so each of those things, when I was doing them individually, I was leaving something on the table, right? I was
Hmm.
leaving mobility. I was leaving out my cardio. So when I would be tested with these other things, I wasn't as good, right? But the great thing about CrossFit was that, so we defined the fitness, then we went, all right, how can we test this, right? And we're going to test it in different domains. Do I have cardio? Can I go for a fast sprint? Can I go for a long run? Can I pick up light weights and move them for a long time, short time, medium time? Can I pick up heavy weights and do that for a long time, right? Can I lift the heaviest weight possible, right? And so it's taking all these things and continuously training all of them in a rotation, right? And
Hmm.
like I said before, routine is the enemy. If I'm just doing the same 3 videos over and over, there's a shelf life of the results that I'm going to get. And yes, we will test things periodically. Like you might see Fran. Actually, we're doing some fitness tests. We've been doing them about every 6 months. Right. So we have like 10 to 12 tests that we'll do over the month, and we'll retest them. And yes, those will come up periodically, just so we can gauge what is the progress that is being made, right?
Hmm.
But we can continuously progress, and so my fitness can keep getting better in all these things. And now, if I want to take one of these things and go, you know what, my endurance is pretty good. I want to train for a marathon, and not only do I want to run it, I want to run it in X amount of time. Now I can be doing the same training, right? So I'm increasing my work capacity across the board. I'm getting stronger, I'm getting faster, I'm getting more endurance. And then I might want to take a little bit of extra time to spend on this specific thing
Hmm.
because I have a new goal. It wasn't just fitness, it was run this marathon at a certain pace.
Yeah. Yeah. I think having that perspective of like building that broad base where you are increasing everything all together, um, allows you then to do something more specific. So like if you are building that base and you have that base
Hmm.
through like CrossFit, a GPP program,
Hmm.
then you can start to look at more specific things, which a lot of people do. Once you start CrossFit, then it's like, oh, weightlifting and powerlifting and strongman and
Yes.
rowing and running. You can look at even like bodybuilding. Like I want bigger arms. Okay,
Right.
well, like after class, you grab some dumbbells or a band, and you can work on that stuff consistently, right? Like you really learn the fundamentals of doing doing things consistently, working toward a goal.
Yeah.
Because that really like we were saying at the beginning, all of these like magic pills and fitness influencers, like the magic pill is consistency.
Hmm.
Like being able to stick with a thing. Because if it's a 6 week program, odds are you're only going to do it for like 2 weeks anyway. But even if you do 6 weeks, now you're done, and then you're going to go back to what you were doing before.
Yeah. What do you do
It
now?
is consistency, like through your life, that's going to get the biggest results and going to make an actual change.
Yeah. And that's that is the cool thing that I've always found about CrossFit is that yeah, you're coming in and doing a lot of the same things, right? We are going to squat, we're going to deadlift, we're going to pick things up, we're going to put them over our head, we're going to run, we're going to jump, but always a different in a different way, creating a different stimulus, trying this again, and uh, and it takes the routine out of it. Even though, so now fitness is the routine, right? It's like, no, I'm not just going on the DB squat method and doing, 50 reps for every day for a month. It's like, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to do some exercise. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work on some skills. And I think that's one thing that's left out of a lot of programs. And, even CrossFit always gets equated to boot camps because they look similar. People are going to wear neon tight clothes and they're going to get really sweaty when they're done,
Yeah.
and they're often moving fast in between different things. But one thing that is huge that's different between those two is we do work on skills. And when we're talking about skills, we're talking about functional skills, picking things up, standing up and sitting down, putting things over our head, balance, accuracy. So wall balls,
catching,
right?
throwing.
Yes, catching, throwing. And these are things that you need to be able to do to function pretty well in life. The capacity that you have in them doesn't really matter. It's like now that goes back to, can you do what you want when you want for as long as you want at whatever level you want, right? And so now you get to decide what level that is, and you can be okay with that when you're going into those workouts, when you're going into these movements, some of these more skilled movements, and even like, let's take weird things like handstand push-up, right? You go, all right, that's functional because there's often where I'm upside down and I need to press myself back up, and it's like, no, that doesn't happen. But the ability to, number one, stabilize, whether it's in a plank, so straight arms, right? And then guess what we're doing? We're increasing the difficulty. Put your feet on a wall, put it all the way inverted, right? Now it's your full body weight. So now if I have the strength to hold my full body weight over my head, right? When I trip and fall and I'm 80, I don't have too much of a problem, right? Because now part of my body weight is coming down at a very, very fast speed. So it's like all we did was we keep leveling up to, hey, this got easy. What's my next challenge? And these skills lead back to keeping a surplus of work capacity for as I get older, right? Same thing with, the snatch. And people are like, all right, why are we snatching? And you go, well, you don't have to snatch. And, if I can overhead squat, right? What that shows me is that you have great range of motion in your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders. And now if I can do that with weight, I have great core stability, shoulder stability, right? I have coordination, I have balance. And so whether you do it or not doesn't necessarily matter. But if you can, it shows me a lot about your fitness that I don't even have to ask you now.
Yep. I just saw, what is his name? Adrian something.
Bosman?
No. His team won the CrossFit Games a few years ago.
Conway,
yeah. He just posted that like the overhead squat is the most important move or like exercise to learn in CrossFit. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
He says agree. For that
Yeah.
reason, because it demonstrates mobility, strength, balance, your core stability. It's all the things. So
right. And you can be ridiculously fit and not snatch,
yeah.
if you can do a great snatch, your likelihood of being very fit is high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for a new program, if you're over whatever you started at the new year, or if you're like, man, I never actually picked that up, I should find something, instead of going with the shiniest ad on Facebook, go through some of those questions we asked of like, what are your actual goals? And then paired with that is, does this program deliver the goals I'm looking for? Right? Think about your timeline of how long do I want to achieve, or how long do I have to achieve this goal, or how long will it take? Right? Like giving yourself some realistic, a dose of reality with some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, combating the shiny Facebook ads and influencers. What else? I think we didn't say this, but I think finding a coach,
Yeah.
someone who's done it before, or is knowledgeable about how to do it, like that's huge.
And to hold you accountable.
Right.
I mean, because you like, I remember somebody talking about, it was like Buns of Steel, like the Buns of Steel videos, and they're like, I've watched these like a million times and it hasn't done anything. And it's like, yeah, like
Because you watched it, you didn't do
because
it.
you watched it, you didn't do it. And it's like, yeah, you can have them. You can have a whole bookshelf of books, and if you don't ever put it into practice, it doesn't help. And lots of times you just need that eye to go, are you doing it? Are you doing it? And
Yep.
and even the intensity at which you do it changes. You know, the intensity that, like, if I went to basketball practice and they're like, all right, we're doing shuttle sprints, and there's 10 people on the line, I'm going a lot harder than if the coach says, hey, when you get home, I want you to do 10 shuttle sprints as hard as possible. It's like, no problem. And it's not even necessarily laziness. It's like, things start to hurt, or like it's just hard, and
Mm-hmm.
you go, I can't do this anymore. But when somebody's next to you, you go, you know what? I can push a little bit harder, and
Yep. They're still going, so I
it
can
makes
still.
it makes a real difference. Yeah, find a great
Yep.
environment of people doing the things that you want to do.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, and make sure that it's scalable. Is there an option for your level and where you want to be, and are you able to be challenged throughout all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you guys are looking to start a program, 2 resources right here.
there you go. Yeah, and we have our Bring a Friend week right now. You can be my friend. Message me at either at CrossFit Chicago Heights on Instagram, or at Zachary McGathy on Instagram.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we will see you next week, and hopefully you guys are starting a program that's working for you. Talk to you.
All right. See ya.